jump statements. So we have studied about go to, break and continue in the form of flowchart, that is the graphical representation. Then after we have performed a program in which I have demonstrated that how you can use go to inside your program, how you can use go to replace a loop. Now in this lecture I am starting with the other two remaining jump statements. First is break and second is continue. At the end of this lecture I will also tell you about the difference between both of them, but till now just understand that whenever I am using break, it will entirely come out of the loop and execute the following statement after loop. But in continuous statement, it will just skip the current execution of the iteration. It will not skip the entire execution of loop. Now I am going to show you with the help of code that how you can achieve the program using break and continue. So for that, first let me open one new project. Inside that, as usual, I need to start with include stdio.h int main. Here inside main return 0. Right? This is very common for all the projects. Now what I am going to do? I am going to create a loop. I am telling user to enter a number. My loop will be executed for the fixed number of time, but if particular number entered by user is encountered throughout the loop is executing, then it will just break the loop. Now let me show you. You can just see the code over here. Now let me show you how we can achieve that. For that, first I need to initialize the loop variable, that is I. Then I am initializing one num, which I need to take from user. Then after I am using printf, enter a number, and here scanf %d and num. So this is how user will be able to enter a number, integer number, because I have written int over here. You can see the code over here. Then after I am creating a loop. So I am creating a for loop in which I need to write 2 semicolon compulsory. Right? First I am just initializing it by using I equal to 1. So I can initialize I with any value, but here for the sake of simplicity I am initializing I with 1. Then I is less than or equal to 10 and I plus. See, here how many times the loop will be executed if I am not changing the value of loop inside the loop statements, then loop will be executed exactly for the 10 times, for I equal to 1 to 10. But if I am changing the value of I inside the loop, then loop can be occurred for less than 10 times. Also it can be break if I am using break statement. But I am not blindly using break over here, because if I am blindly writing break over here, that means it will be executed only for the first time. But instead of this, what I am doing, I am giving a condition. If I equal to num. What is this condition? If the value of I is similar with the value entered by user, then only break will be called. So break will not be called for each iteration. It will be called only when the value of I is equal to the value of number that is entered by user. Otherwise, regardless of this condition, I am just printing /n and I am printing say %d and I am printing the value of I. So here the value of I is printed. Here the value of I is printed only when it is not exactly same with the value entered by user. Otherwise not. We will see what is happening. So let me just save this program using name jump statements. Save this program, and if I just compile it and run it, okay, so there is no silly mistakes over here. If I am entering 5, so here user can also enter 100. If user is entering 100, then break will never be happen because the value entered by user is greater than the range of loop. But the effect will be shown only when, if I again compile it and run it, entering 5. What is happening over here? You can see it over here. First, value of I is initialized for the first time and value of I is 1. 1 is not similar with the value entered by user because user have entered 5. So it will not go inside the conditional statements and it will directly execute printf statement in which I am printing value of I, which is currently 1, so 1 is printed. Now the value of I will be incremented, so value of new value of I become 2. So now it is checking that if 2 is equal to and value entered by user or not, but it is 5. 2 is not equal to 5, so that's why it's not entering inside the conditional statement and it will directly print the value of I. So now it is printing 2. Similar thing is happening for 3 and similar thing is happening for 4. Now value of I become 5. The value entered by user is also 5. So the condition over here, I equal to 5, I equal to 5 equal to n is true because both of the values are similar. So the control can go inside the decision making statement and it will execute break. Once break is executed, it will come out of the loop directly and whatever written is after the loop will be executed. Here I have not written anything, so to show you this I can just replace a code with a single line that printf /n outside of loop. Say hello, I am outside of loop. So just let me put the semicolon, save this program, compile it and run it, and if I am again entering 5, it is giving me the same answer. If I just again execute it and entering say 8, it will print it till 7, it will not print after 8 or for 8, and regardless of any number entered by user, hello I am outside of loop will be printed. So this is the statement which is directly jumped when the break is executed because it is following the loop. Now what is the change between break and continue? So for that I just need to replace a single keyword over here. We know the keywords, right? We know the keywords that if, else if and for, while, etc. are the keywords break and also continue. So to demonstrate continue, I just need to replace break with the word continue. Now what I have told you when I was talking about the difference between both of this, I was telling you that break is used when I directly want to break the loop entirely. At that time break is used. But what will continue do? Continue will just skip the current iteration. It will just jump to the next iteration. So here what is the output? So just program and if I just compile it and run it, if I'm entering 100, then you can see the output will be same. Whether it is break or continue, for the value greater than 10, the output will be same because the loop range will not be affected. But if I close this and if I compile it and run it again, if I am entering 5, you can see what is printed. You can see the output over here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9. Right? 5 is skipped. 5 is not printed. Because what is happening? The value of I is first 1. It will check if 1 is equal to the value entered by user or not. It is not. So control cannot go inside the decision making statement if. It will just come out of the loop and increment the value of I, which will become 2. Now it will again check, again print 2, again check for 3, again print 3 and so on till 4. Now the value of I become 5 and the condition is true. So the decision making statement returns true. So the control will go inside the decision making statement if. Inside that I have written continue. That means I just want to skip the rest of the iteration, the current iteration. So it will just keep printing 5 and it will increment the value I directly to 6 and now the condition is checked for 6. If the condition is true, then it will not again it will not execute the current iteration, but here the condition is false, so that's why it will just print 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 up to 10. Now what other things can be happen? Here you can also write if I modulo 10, that is, or I modulo 5 equal to 0. That means if the value of I is divisible by 5, then continue, and here I am giving the range, say 100 now or say 50. If I just save this program, compile it and execute it, if I am entering say here it is not necessary to ask user to enter a number because here I am not checking condition based on number entered by user. Here directly loop will start from I, that is 1. If I just save this program, you can just see the output and see. Here is the output. 1, you can see it over here. 1, 2, 3, 4. 5 is not printed. 6, 7, 8, 9. 10 is not printed. So whichever the value which is divisible by 5 is not printed. For the same program, if I am writing break, saving this and compile it and run it, then you can see it will not print after 4. Because once it detects that I is divisible by 5, it will just come out of the loop. This is the difference between break and continue. We have already covered break in our switch statement, but continue is the new term. Make sure that you clear this concept. If you have any doubt, just you can comment below the comment section. I'll make sure that I clear your doubt. See you in the next class. Thank you so much.